We are continuing to follow the breaking news out of Brunswick, Georgia. All three defendants in Ahmaud Arbery's murder found guilty of murder. Ahmaud Arbery's family, lawyers, and pastors exited the courtroom to cheers and applause with their arms raised in victory. According to pool reports, the defense attorney, Laura Hogue, who you see there, said she was, quote, floored with a capital F at the verdicts. As tears streamed down her face, she vows to appeal the verdicts. Hogue and other defense attorneys in this case have drawn criticism for their use of race during this trial. Bishop William Barber is the co-chair of Poor People's Campaign and president of the Repairers of the Breach. He joins us now. Reverend, thank you so much. What is your reaction to everything you've heard this afternoon?
You know, this morning we had an interfaith, interracial prayer, Jews, Muslims, and Christians praying for this day and praying for this country and this family. It's a good and powerful day for justice. 3 vicious killers convicted for killing an unarmed young black man for running in the wrong place, according to them. But it's a sad and ridiculous day that we even had to have a trial like this, that a person would be shot down in this way, that a life would be wasted in this way, and that Ahmaud can't be with his family. It's a sad day that we had to hear the mother, even today, say, I never thought this day would come, that she didn't even think justice was possible. And it's a complicated day. It's a complicated day because we had to go through a lot of DAs to get here. It's not as though this case went straight to trial. It's a complicated day because the mother and the father had to fight vigilantly to get the case to be even heard in the first place. And it's a complicated day because we have to ask questions like, what if the killers had not videoed themselves? And we look at America now, the cases that are all been successful, George Floyd in this case, are all cases where there have been video. What if there wasn't video? What lies would the defense have told if there wasn't video? What does this say about us? That the only time it seems you can really get the kind of justice you ought to have is when there's a video. And in this case, if the killers themselves had not been so arrogant in their racism, and the lawyers had not been so arrogant, we can't even imagine. So it's a good day, it's a sad and ridiculous day, and it's a complicated day in America, and it's far from over in terms of us dealing with racial justice and violence.
I hear you, and I think that your points are very well taken, because one of the things that Wanda Cooper, Ahmaud Arbery's mother, said was how much she had to pray. And when she didn't have any resources, she had to rely on God. That was her only source of resources, because at first no one was charged, as you know, for a very long time in this case. 2 of the prosecutors had to recuse themselves because they had some sort of connections with the defendants. And so, I mean, as you heard Lee Merritt say, Wanda Cooper prayed the initial prosecutor out of the way. Now, I think that prayer is very powerful, and that's important. However, that shouldn't be your only line of defense. And it sounds like for Wanda Cooper, for a long time, it was.
Well, you know, she's standing in a serious tradition. Sojourner Truth once said, I pray and I stand in the truth because I have no fear of my enemies, because the truth is all powerful. But think about that. She had no resources. And I'm going to say some things. There are a lot of people in the space now, and thankfully, you know, people on camera and all of that. But many of us, myself even, we weren't there. She fought a lot of this by herself. She kept pushing. She prayed with her feet and with her soul. This case happened before the George Floyd case, but it didn't get the traction. And what happened was the video came out. Again, what if there had been no video? The racism in this case started long before a few comments that were racist. It was the racism of them not even being tried in the first place. It was the racism of the DA telling them to go home and wash up. It was the racism of the cover-up. And then you had the racism of the case being blocked. And so we have to really not overplay this. Just this week, we've seen 2 very different courtrooms in America, the one that happened in Wisconsin and one here in Brunswick. In the last 2 weeks, I've seen 2 black men, one named Strickland in Missouri, one named Dante Sharp in North Carolina, who were exonerated for murders they did not commit. And they spent 20, and one spent 40 years in jail, one spent 20. And then here we see a case where some people are convicted for vicious killing, But we have to wonder, what if there had been no videos? You know, what would have been the story? What would the defense have done? How would they have destroyed the character of Ahmaud if there had been no video? So we have to really probe this and not just have an exuberance, but a true examination of where we are and how far we have to go. That's why I appreciated the president's comment so much in his statement.
Yes, he too said that it's not over in terms of how the country deals with things like this, but that he felt that, I think, justice was done. Bishop William Barber, we always appreciate talking to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Take care.